Hello, and welcome to Rock Your Block. Today's segment will be First Home Alliance and Making Homes Affordable Outreach and Intake Project. I'm your host, Larry Laws. Please welcome to the studio today our special guest, Mr. Bowie Matala, an independent consultant of Northern Virginia. Welcome, Mr. Matala.
Thank you.
Mr. Matala lives in Woodbridge, Virginia, one of the hardest hit areas in foreclosure in Virginia. Today, Mr. Matala will share with us his experience, his hardship and foreclosure experience in nearly losing his home, and how Making Homes Affordable, along with First Home Alliance, was able to help him to the road to recovery. Mr. Matala, first, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Laws.
Right. And first off today, I would like for you to share with us a little bit about who you are and what do you do?
Well, I am an independent consultant, and I've been living in Woodbridge, Virginia for the past 3 years. I worked as chief of party on an international senior management position in Africa with an international non-government organization headquartered in Washington, D.C. In 2009, 2010. I lived with my family in our home, wife and 3 children in Woodbridge.
Okay. And Mr. Matala, today we want to discuss about your experiences, and could you tell us a little bit about your mortgage situation?
I am, to this date, in default since 2011. I lost my job right after we bought the house, and I managed to pay my mortgage using my savings until I dried up, and I asked for loan modification at that point, and that was declined 2 times. And then I started receiving notices of default and foreclosure, intent of foreclosure notices in March of 2011 through July, and then in October of 2011.
Okay.
In March and May of 2012, I received the foreclosure notices.
Okay. Yes, and that must have been pretty hard on you and also your family. During this hardship, could you tell us a little bit of the hardship? There's a lot of homeowners that come and would like to get a loan modification. They come and seek help at nonprofits, but usually there's some type of financial hardship that they endure. Could you explain that and share that with us?
Actually, like I said, I lost my job. I went through unemployment. The unemployment benefit could not help me pay the full amount of my mortgage. That's why I asked for loan modification. And it was so tough emotionally to the idea of losing the house at my age. And it was, I didn't have enough sleep. The kids started blaming me, say, well, but it's because you lost your job, and now look in what situation you're putting us. We'll find ourselves on the streets, and we don't even have enough money to live along, and all the blame, my wife and my kids, on me.
And so it must not have been a very easy topic to talk about.
Yes, emotionally it was very tough, very tough.
Yes. Did you reach out to someone, or who did you reach out for help?
When I started trying to find out what I could do, I reached out to a friend and asked him what I could do. and he referred me to an agency which is based in Florida. I talked to them, and they said, well, they could help me if I pay $600 a month. They would walk me through this and work with a law office to help me. And I started there, and then I paid $3,000, and I found out that they were doing nothing.
Yes. So for $3,000, basically, an organization basically scammed you.
Yes.
And was not able to help you secure your mortgage.
Right.
And put you back on track. Well, how did you find about First Home Alliance?
I scratched my head. I spent days going into websites and Yellow Page, and on the third day I went into through the Yellow Pages, and I found the First Home Alliance. I called immediately, and it was in March of 2012. Someone told me where I live, and if I could come to the office and meet with the people there, which I did, and I met with people there, and they told me that they were organizing a workshop. I don't remember the name of the workshop today. It was about loan.
A mortgage clinic?
Mortgage clinic, and it was a week. And they say, okay, you come to the workshop, and then after the workshop, we'll take your case. And that's what I did. I went to the workshop, and after the workshop, I went to First Home Alliance office, and I met with someone there who walked me through the whole process.
Great. Some of the sites that you may have visited, maybe the HUD website or some other sources, whether those government sources that you went to check credibility of the organization that you was working with?
The next step I took is I went to meet with the elected official, namely Congressman Connolly.
Okay.
And I talked to his office, and they said, well, okay, go on dealing with First Home Alliance. This is the agency that could help us, but we'll try to follow up with this.
Okay. All right. And with meeting with First Home Alliance, we're coming up on a break, and I would like for you to hold that thought. And after the break, I would like for you to share with us your experiences that you have had with First Home Alliance. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Hello. I have a special announcement from Rock Your Block. Are you struggling to make your mortgage payments? You're not alone. The process for getting assistance with your mortgage can be complicated and confusing, but First Home Alliance administered the Making Homes Affordable program, which is a government program that can help you stay in your home. Making Homes Affordable is an official program of the Department of Treasury and Housing and Urban Development. It is free to all homeowners, and there is no income restrictions. First Home Alliance is a nonprofit agency approved by the Department of Housing and Urban Development that can help you find solutions to make your home more affordable. If you need to leave your home, First Home Alliance can help you move forward without the sting of foreclosure. The worst thing you can do is nothing. Contacting First Home Alliance makes the difference in many cases between keeping your home and being forced out of it. Find out if you're eligible for Making Home Affordable. Don't let your dream slip away. First Home Alliance can be reached at 703-580-8838, and don't forget to watch Rock Your Block. Welcome back from the break. Again, welcome back to Rock Your Block, First Home Alliance. Thanks, sharing with you the Making Homes Affordable Outreach and Intake Project, and today's guest, Mr. Motala. Before the break, Mr. Motala, you was sharing with us about First Home Alliance and how you actually found the organization. I would like for you to share with us about your experience with First Home Alliance.
Well, when I went to the office, I called and was invited to the office, I met with real people, down earth, empathetic, true professionals with the know-how about the foreclosure process, about loan modification, and loan counseling. This is what they walked me through all of this.
Okay. And there at First Home Alliance, is there anyone insignificant or someone would you like to shout out a little bit to that has helped you in this process?
Yes, I worked with Charlene, Mrs. Charlene Watkins Bird. She worked with me step by step through the process. And she helped me with preparing a spending plan, which we call the monthly budget. She helped me with putting together a paperwork package and to submit it to my loan servicer. She spoke with the loan servicer on a constant basis to try and explain to them everything on my situation and how I would be able to do with a loan modification. I would say here, in the colloquial language, she's the bomb.
Okay. Yes, yes. Well, you definitely went through some experiences there, Mr. Matala. Your situation would be considered a red case, where someone come to our office with actually a foreclosure sale date. And as you had spoke before, that you actually had 2 particular sale dates where the office was able to postpone those dates to give you time for to put in a workout and actually come up with a successful modification. And so where are you now within that process from submission through going through the foreclosure sales, getting those sales postponed, and where are you in that process at this time?
I am at the trial period. They call it trial, the 3-month trial period,
Okay.
where they give me a certain amount to pay for the 3 months, and then they will look into this after this and come up with a workout on the loan modification.
Okay.
So I have paid already the two months,
Okay.
and I'm left with 1 month to be paid in that's June, July, August.
Okay. And going through this process, you've been working with the organization now for over 1.5 years, and you have shared your experiences with First Home that you have had at First Home Alliance. I know with your family and friends. How's the conversation with your family now?
First of all, we started having some sleep now. We didn't have this for a year or so, and emotionally, the family has come together now, and we even start talking to friends and referring them to First Home Alliance. And if you had someone having a problem, just tell him that there is First Home Alliance they could go to.
Okay. And in reference to what you have learned in doing your spending plan, the counselor working with your budget, have you been able to see ends starting to meet?
Yes, and starting to meet and being able to say, we've put away all the expenses we've been doing before, and let's concentrate on what is most important and what we need only.
Okay. And what would be some of the message that you would like to share with other homeowners that are in the community that may be struggling with their mortgage?
To not panic and to go to the right place, like First Home Alliance, and to avoid going into scams and lose money. That could actually help in if you go through loan modification that would help you to pay. I lost money, and I would advise them not to go into these scams agencies.
Okay. And some of the agencies that you went through for support, and you didn't receive that, could you share with us some maybe ways to avoid that?
The way to avoid this is to, when you talk to an agency and they start talking about money, then you know that this is a scam. Right.
Right. Yes. And so you're saying someone that would ask you money up front, where
yes.
they may not have performed a service,
The
but
services.
they asked you for money up front.
Right.
Yes. So that should be a red light.
That should be a red light.
Yeah.
That should be a call.
Okay. And how did you find the workshop? You went to one of the home mortgage clinics, foreclosure prevention workshops, and how did you find that? What was your experience there?
That was very informative. The workshop was very informative, talking about everything. And actually, that's where I learned about all these scams.
Okay.
Yeah, very informative.
All right. All right. And what are some of the things now that you are that's on the horizon that you're able to, now your house is being secured, your mortgage is being secured. You're going to have another mortgage, the new term mortgage will be modified. And what is on the outlook now? From given your past experience, what are you going to do different going forward?
Well, it's to keep a job and be able to withstand the payment and avoid to lose a job.
Yes. Okay. Yes. The other there are some organizations that that do heavy advertisement through the newspaper. There's actually an organization that puts out signs saying that they can help. What do you have to say in reference to other homeowners that may observe those things in the advertisement on those organizations?
I keep receiving these notices and letters and stuff like that every day, and I would tell my friends to just toss these letters and go to the right place.
Okay. And those, again, share those, the avenues that you took to help find the right organization?
Well, go online, go in the yellow books, and try and find the right place to go.
Okay. Yes. Well, we really, appreciate you coming here today and sharing that experience with us. The experience, the hardship that you had, the financial hardship, how it affected your family. And I understand in reference to your employment. And so now tell us a little bit more about the employment and how that is coming along.
Well, I told you that I was an independent consultant now, and during the time I was in serious trouble, I worked very hard to try and secure a permanent job, and this is really coming. This is coming now.
Yes, and I see that you was very consistent and persistent in reference to coming up with the coaching that we do and the counseling that we do. Many families are a lot like yourself. They have lost their employment. There's been a reduction of income, and a lot maybe just sit there as well. I can't get the modification. I don't have income. But you have to understand that mortgage, that lender can't give you new modification, can't give you new terms, a new obligation to pay for another 30 years or 40 years if you can't secure a means of income. So what are some of the things that you did during this time period of unemployment, underemployment, that actually helped you increase your income so that you could qualify for a modification?
I did get all my family on board, my wife, kids, and say you have to help here and put in your contributions. This is what we did at some point.
Okay, and so you brought the
and I talked to friends, and they helped. A lot of friends helped me.
Okay, and so you didn't just sit there waiting for someone to bring you a check at the end of the month.
At a certain point, I came to First Home Alliance and I told them that I am working 2 jobs. I started working 2 jobs, not on for my training and experience, but I took 2 jobs and was able to get something. And with the contribution of my family, we were able to come up with something that would help pay, if the loan is modified, pay that amount. We've been having First Home Alliance sending all this. We're asking for pay stubs for every member of the family, and First Home Alliance was sending this to them.
Yes.
Submitting this.
Okay. And so you mentioned to us about how you increase your income, but not only you increase your income, you was actually able to lower your expenses by reducing some of those debt and expenditures per month. And so how was you able to cut back on some of those things?
Oh, we cut back a lot on, we just left the basics on food. We forgot about clothing. We forgot about going out eating. We forgot about, I know I had a lot of problem. I had some other debt to pay. Fortunately for me, I don't carry, what do you call these cards?
Plastic?
I don't carry credit cards.
Okay.
So we cut a lot on, we kept to the basics.
Okay. Yes. Well, and that is mainly what has to happen if you're in a situation where you're trying to improve your financial fitness and to help, to get back on your feet. One, you do have to reduce your debt. And the other side of that is increasing the income. The banks, they do not want your home. And they benefit more by people actually being into a mortgage that is active and you're making those mortgage payments. And so our job is here is to help people stay in their homes and avoid the foreclosures and encourage them and coach them through the process that you experienced. And so I really appreciate you sharing that message and your experience. And we're getting close to the break again. And so one last thing that you would like to share with homeowners, with your experience, just give them a message that you would like for them to carry.
I would tell them to go to the right place, and the right place here is the First Home Alliance. They would meet with real professionals who help them come to a workout.
Mr. Motala, I would like to say again, thank you for coming on the show today, and I look forward to going to the next chapter, and wish you and your family well. Thank you. You may be struggling to make your mortgage payments. The worst thing that you can do is nothing. Please call to find out if you're eligible for making homes affordable. First Home Alliance can be reached at www.firsthomealliance.org or call 703-580-8838. Thank you.